What is product thinking? Ultimately, there are only a few valid end goals for any organization of any type, of any size or industry. The closer to the left your objective is, the more tangible and easy to measure it will be. So while marketers typically aim to increase revenue, consider the other alternatives. You might think of satisfaction of all stakeholders, not only clients, but also satisfaction from your internal managers, from employees, so that you retain your good employees longer, and satisfaction from suppliers, so that you have a great relationship with them. What about investors, government, corporate citizenship aspects? So all of those will influence the engagement in the long run. So again, while you look at revenue, think of how you can influence the online behavior in order to generate maybe offline conversions and greater revenue. Think of how reducing the costs through better shipping processes and fewer returns will increase profit. So combining engagement and profit together will lead to a greater sustainability in the long run. So it might sound easy to define a goal aligned to this concept, but sitting down and actually going through the exercise is quite difficult. In the past, it was recommended to define a SMART objective, maybe something you've heard about in the past. But most people had difficulties defining a good objective that would answer each of specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Luckily, you can now use a simpler approach called product thinking. Defining business objective through product thinking. You might have heard this before. How you measure success depends on how you define success. Any successful marketing campaign starts with a well-defined objective. Yet, even companies who pride themselves on being customer-centric often fail to put the user first when defining objectives. Lately, the concept of product thinking, which stems from user experience and product design, have proven to be a simple approach which lead to clearer business and marketing objective, along with measurable outcome. Simply put, product thinking is all about making it easy to do business with. With a resolutely put the user first, what the problem is and what you are trying to solve. For whom we do this and for which audience segment we do it. The second step of product thinking approach is to look at what is the job to be done. What is the vision? Why are you doing this? And what is the strategy? In which way are you going to do it? And this will fill the gap between what your customer needs and expect versus what you can do as an organization to fulfill those needs and expectations. The third step is going to be about the output. What do we want to achieve? What is the goal here? And what features are we going to implement to create in order to fulfill those needs and expectations? When we combine those three steps, we end up with a nice fill-in-the-blank statement. In order to achieve our vision, our product or service will solve a specific user problem for a target audience by giving them some strategy, some features, functionalities, unique value proposition. And we will know it works when we're going to be able to measure progress against a realistic goal. Once you can identify your strengths and weaknesses, you can build a more realistic action plan. With the simple DMAIC cycle we just discussed, you can manage the workflow. Product thinking will help you identify relevant goals and a way to measure progress. In the next few slides, we look at a few tips to keep in mind when developing your digital marketing strategy. Organizational change for customer centricity. Changing the organizational culture. When clients are asked, are you customer centric? Are you data driven? They obviously tend to answer by the affirmative. But what are the actual signals that demonstrate a digital culture? They are more employee and customer centric. They foster collaboration, responsiveness, service agility, positive competition, and value independent contributors. They have meaningful customer service values. They listen to what customers have to say. They harness data and optimize day-to-day processes. Customer service values are clearly embedded in the organization purpose. They empower employees. Frontline employees put the customer at the center of all they do. Leaders keep an ear to the ground and have access to information from the field. There's a sense of accountability. Customer-driven metrics are shared at all levels of the hierarchy. Leaders walk the talk. They do not focus exclusively on performance measurement, and they model the desired behavior through action, conversation, professional development, and they celebrate success with the team. As you can imagine, at the end of the day, most of those points are really about change management. We have a nice example with the L'Oréal Digital Transformation Initiative. With 4 billion queries annually, beauty is one of the most searched terms on the internet. At first glance, beauty and technology do not go hand in hand. Consumers prefer the real experience, seeing what a product looks or smells like before making a decision. More recently, a new hybrid millennial consumer is emerging, who is mixing online and offline channels as source of information and purchase. For instance, when shopping in store, 80% of women in the US use their smartphone to get product details before they buy. Meaning, there could be up to 40 points of contact before a purchase even takes place. For L'Oréal, digital transformation has not only been felt in product development, the changing relationship with their consumers is a central focus of their digital efforts. Digital technology has opened up many opportunities to interact and connect with their consumers. This more personal approach to consumer communication has changed the way L'Oréal markets. Marie Gullain-Mel, CMO of L'Oréal USA, highlights 3 key areas of digital transformation. First, make it personal. The best and most memorable experiences are the ones that feel personal. Find ways to be relevant and assistive to individuals in their moments of needs. Harness the power of data. Your customers are leaving digital footprints every time they search or watch a video. These actions contain powerful insights which can be used to predict customer needs and inform your marketing strategies. Reimagine storytelling. Test new creative ways to tell stories to better engage mobile consumers. Next, we see a few points which will affect your customer experience positively or not. Here are a few do's and don'ts of digital marketing. Don't interrupt the user experience with pop-ups. Don't purchase email lists because anyway, your email campaign is likely going to be considered as spam. It's much better to build your own mailing list and have people opt in. Whenever possible, don't gate your content behind a paywall or a complex form. You want your content to be as easily and as widely accessible as possible. But of course, there are exceptions to that rule. Don't fake live events. If you are going to make a live webcast, make it really live, or people will find about it. Avoid blindly auto-posting across several social outlets. Each social platform has their own unique way of engaging their users. You should adapt to this way of doing it. Gut feel management is very risky in digital marketing. Instead, you can leverage data and analytics, a topic that we will discuss again a bit later. So the positive side, you can advertise wisely and think holistically. Adapt to persona, life cycle, and channel as we've seen previously. Show a genuine interest about your audience, show who you are, and nurture your social presence. Don't create a fake personality when you communicate on social media. You can think like a startup. Think of what is the minimum viable product that you can act today and leverage product thinking. Mobile and tablet often account for more than desktop traffic. So people are not often thinking in terms of mobile first. And you can measure marketing efficiency and business outcomes with analytics. Okay, those are interesting points, but let's see how Santa Claus applied those guidelines. The Portable North Pole is a Montreal-based small startup with a mission: bring joy to the kids and grown-ups with personalized Santa Claus and other characters messages delivered in full HD video. It's web-based, but it's also available on mobile. They have a very short marketing window. It's only in the month of December, and after that it's over. They are highly digital. They use paid search, banners, remarketing, word of mouth through social, and they nurture previous year clients to grow their share of wallet. Their target audience are parents, but obviously also their kids. But there are a multitude of other personas, like spouses, colleagues, friends. You probably have many ideas in mind already, but the next section will look at current trends and where digital marketing is headed. Key takeaways. As a conclusion to this lesson on digital culture, we should remember the following points. Although there's plenty of obstacles and challenges to develop and nurture a digital culture, there's also concrete actions and steps you can take to foster change. Assessing your digital marketing and analytics maturity will help uncover strengths and weaknesses to develop a more realistic roadmap. Embracing a proven problem-solving and agile workflow like Lean Six Sigma will go a long way in structuring your work and demonstrating value to the organization. Use the concept of product thinking to develop relevant marketing objectives and communicate them more effectively to the organization. And finally, to truly become a customer-centric organization, it is important that every process is designed and executed with customer satisfaction in mind.